Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Taurus. So Taurus, as usual, I'm doing your reading with my own tarot deck, so the cards that you see are from this deck. Taurus, let's talk about simplicity, about simplifying your responsibilities and how, at least right now, it feels like what you were trying to attain based, I want to say, in somebody else's reference or example or achievements, it feels too much. It feels too heavy. It feels like it's weighing you down. It's like you're wearing this very heavy hat or crown or responsibility because you see now how simple it is to be satisfied with oneself, with your own heart. And I feel like this changes a little bit your perspective in terms of how you see yourself and the world around you and what you want for your world to be in the future, or how you want to shape your world, or how you want to take the steps to go to the places or do the things or create the experience of this world in the future with a lot more clarity, with a lot more integrity, is what I just heard. So we're beginning with you as this Page of Cups here. And what I heard were two words with this card: purity and simplicity. So it's pure and simple. What you desire in your heart is very pure and very simple. It's coming from this place of purity and simplicity. It's like a kid. It's like, a child that is very happy with a stick. It doesn't need to be something fancy or out of this world to entertain and to bring happiness and joy to a child. This is what I feel like you are right now. It's like the state of realization that you are right now is that what you need to be happy, to be joyful, to just be satisfied is very pure and very simple. It's almost like you're going back to a time where you didn't have responsibilities, perhaps, and it's like you're remembering how good it felt with just the most simple thing. Because right now, the contrast, what you truly want, what truly satisfies you, and what is now on your shoulders, I want to say, with the Hierophant. What I saw with the Hierophant was a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders, and I want to say put by yourself. It's not that it was imposed by another or by life. It's like it's self-imposed. Is the type of responsibility that you place on yourself because maybe you think is your duty. Maybe you think you need to take accountability for life. It's coming through as like, adulthood, or the responsibilities of parenthood, and or just not necessarily parenthood, but of course that is included here, but taking care of something or somebody, or being the authority in somebody's life, or being the head of a company, for instance, or the higher up in an institution of any sorts, or being the one who decides, being the one who is at the top of the chain in a sense. But here, what you truly desire, what truly satisfies you, is very simple. It doesn't include any of the burdens with the Nine of Wands that you didn't see. That it's almost like, or maybe, okay, so what is coming right now is like this. Here, it's like there is a big gap between these two energies. This is where you want to be. This is where you are right now. You have been here, I want to say. This is not something that is completely unknown to you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to recognize the feeling of satisfaction that is in your heart. So that's the reason why I feel like it brought back this imagery of when you were a child with no responsibilities, but now being an adult or being, you know, responsible for somebody or for something that really it makes you feel the burden. It makes you feel it's just heavy. The feeling that I'm having from this Hierophant and the Nine of Wands is heaviness. Something is weighing you down. Something is bringing you down. And I want to say is self-imposed, because maybe you thought that, well, okay, so here we go. Why were you ever going to choose to carry this burden if it wasn't like seeing somebody else do the same and achieve success? Because here with the Queen of Pentacles, this is coming through with a double meaning. One, this is not you, but this perhaps is who you wanted to become when you had this reference for the first time. So it's almost like seeing your parent, you know, working so hard that now that you are a parent, you feel like you have to be exhausted, or you have to be, you know, working as hard as they did. You see what I mean? It's like this is the reference that gave you this north, gave you this light, gave you this example of what success is, or what abundance is, or what providing for your family, for, you know, whomever is, you know, below you or dependent upon you. And it's interesting because this is tying back this image of having a reference or having an example. Came up in the Aries extended yesterday, and it was talking about Aries not having any type of reference. They needed to be their own guiding light, because it's almost like they didn't have any clues, or they didn't have any type of satisfying example or truthful example for them, which is also here in your reading. So I feel like you had, in a sense, you had an example. You had at least like this standard, this baseline that you wanted to achieve that, but you didn't know that it would bring together with it a lot of burdens, it's interesting because most of the times I see the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Wands not necessarily carrying the traditional meaning of, you know, something very heavy, but, you know, I often say that the Nine of Wands is the path of flowers for the individual that is ready to see them despite the challenges. But right now, I feel like you have tasted the bitter part instead of the sweet part of this Nine of Wands, because it's in here. But right now, and I want to say because of this reference, because this was setting your standard in a certain level that it feels very shallow, it feels very superficial, it feels very materialistic. You see what I mean? Because it's the Queen of Pentacles, it feels like you know, success only obtained by the money that you have in your bank account, or by your status in your job, right? It's like success is only attainable if you have a position of, you know, great leadership, or you know what I mean, right? But you didn't know that it would eventually make this really far apart. It's like here is pure and simple, satisfaction is pure and simple, fulfillment perhaps. But right now, because of this reference, it's like you don't see that simplicity anymore. It's bringing a lot of burdens. It's bringing a lot of just weighing you down because of the reference of this one, because this Queen of Pentacles somehow, and I feel like, you know, it's not like they were telling you, listen, this is what success is. You know, perhaps it's just their example that you thought that you needed to fulfill that in order to achieve security or stability, or, you know, some sort of sustainable, abundant livelihood. But here with the Two of Pentacles, it's like now you're starting to consider whether or not that is for you, whether or not that level, that standard, that baseline is right for you. If you should take another step in maintaining that direction, in continuing to fulfill that responsibility, because it's starting to weigh you down. And I want to say the part in which, this Nine of Wands stops being the traditional, stops carrying the traditional meaning of, being this burden energy, to go to the path of flowers that I often see. It's like it really takes consideration, it takes pondering, because the way that I'm seeing this Two of Pentacles, and I know that most of the times the twos to me bring this message of taking the steps forward. Yes, this is in here, but it's almost like before you continue, before you take any other step forward, it's like you're weighing this, you're weighing the heaviness of maybe the choices that you made to fulfill this standard, this example, to reach a level of success that was perhaps indirectly given to you, or learned by you, or absorbed by you. It's like right now you're only feeling the heaviness, right? You're not seeing the beauty in this path of flowers, but it makes you ponder. And I feel like that's something good, because what you want, or what you now realize, is that success for you and fulfillment are different things. It's like here, perhaps, maybe as a kid, you imagined that, having success in terms of your financial life, your professional life, your home life, your family life, your physical mundane life, was everything that you wished. But really right now, because now you are living this experience, it's not just something that is imagined, it's in your reality, it's part of your life. You are wearing this crown, or this hat, or this responsibility. So in a sense, you have the lived experience of what it is to be here, to be an adult, to be a parent, to be the boss, to be the owner of the company, to work for yourself, to be responsible for your own livelihood. Yes, but, and I want to say achieving that, but that starting to be more of a burden than something beautiful, than something simple and pure and very satisfying nonetheless. So here, again, what I'm seeing with the Two of Pentacles is, the image that is in the good tarot that Sen from Sen Tarot uses most of the times. And that it's like the Two of Pentacles is, the woman holding two pentacles, and, considering if this is, worth continuing working on, or moving towards, or not. If, it's like that pondering that I'm seeing. It's that it's not a balancing act. I don't think so. It's more like this pause. Let me think about my steps. Let me think where my steps are leading me. Do I still want to keep on going in that direction, to maintain that example, that that bar of, success, or what this success rate is? Do I want to keep on doing this, or do I want to rethink my entire world? Because with the World card here, I feel like you could continue taking those steps in the same direction of, just making a good living. It's like you have a good life, an abundant life, it's the Queen, so it's a good life. But it seems like this right now, it's like what this role entails, the extras that come with the responsibilities of, being the adult, being the one who takes care of another, in the case of being a parent, or, just having a company, for instance. You have to, look after and think about all of your employees. So or all of those who are around you. It doesn't necessarily need to be a professional relationship. It could just be, your sense of responsibility and duty with others in the world, right? In humanity, in your community, in your neighborhood. So you could very well keep on taking those same steps. It's almost like I'm seeing, if you choose to continue taking those steps, it's very predictable, right? It's very stable, because the stability that you have achieved is what you understood by success. It's what, maybe in your imagination long ago, it is what was going to bring you fulfillment. But now that you have achieved this success and this stability, even perhaps in terms of material stability, financial stability, professional stability, it's like what you realize is that what you truly, truly need is very pure and simple. And that clarifies a lot for you, Taurus, because we're ending with the Ace of Swords. And this Ace of Swords, it's wanting to help you see the clarity in taking steps that you truly believe. But it's not associated to a reference anymore. This is the questioning. This is the part that now you're questioning, not just about your own steps, but how you want to build your world. It's like how you want to direct your life in this world, in this plane, but knowing that you've done this. It's like if you were using this reference as your baseline, and from then on you could continue using this, but it's like it's not like you wouldn't keep on progressing, but it's like it stabilizes, right? It reaches a plateau that you can just stay there. It's like it's a good life, but it makes you wonder what else there is in the world that I want to explore, because the Ace of Swords is coming through with this movement. It's talking about going, but in a different pace than this one. It's like the steps forwards that I often see with the Two of Pentacles, they are very solid and very stable and very slow. They are very conscious and mindful. Therefore, they cannot be taken in a hasty way, in a rushed way. It's like you have been taking very conscious, mindful steps to build or continue building or continue maintaining this livelihood of yours that you at some point, consciously or unconsciously, directly or indirectly, learned that was a good life for you. Now that it's becoming a burden, at least in terms of energetic, because it doesn't need to be, this physical burden. It could just be, this energetic weight that is, right now, it's not good. It's like, it's really bringing you down and making you question the necessity of this. Perhaps you don't need much to be fulfilled, to be happy, to be satisfied. But this is making you see your life with a new perspective, your world with a new point of view, with a more truthful way of seeing things. And it's interesting because when I saw the Ace of Swords, because here we have two pentacles, and it's almost like here it's just half of the compass. I don't know how to explain this, but it's almost like I'm seeing that there is another one here, but it's not in the figure. It's not, it's the same as this. If you are only seeing the burdens and not able to see the beauty in this path of flowers, it's almost like you have a compass, but actually you can see only half of it. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like you can only see what was already delineated perhaps by this one. You see what I mean? It's like instinctively or unknowingly, perhaps you were just following the steps of another because it was your reference. But now it's like you're questioning whether or not you can make your own decisions based on the other half of the compass that you don't know, that you haven't yet discovered. Or it's going to require mysterious, unknown paths, not unknown paths, unknown steps, unknown steps because of the unknown compass that is not here in this figure. So that is making you wonder and ponder and think about whether you should continue using the same compass. It's the same, right? It's the same compass. I don't want to say that it's another, it's the same. It's just that part of it you weren't seeing because perhaps you were just focused on the material, superficial level because of the reference that you had. But right now, because it's like you're broadening your perspective, right? You're no longer seeing just the next step in front of you. It's like you're wanting to explore. You're wanting to, broaden your perspective. It's like maybe travel, maybe go other places, do something that is out of the ordinary, and you want to do that in another pace as well. That's the important thing, the important shift here. Because if you have taken very secure, stable steps and you have reached what you consider to be successful, or successful life, it's like now what you want is different. It's shifting because you want to see more of the world that you can build beyond what you have already built. And because of the burdens that staying in this plateau are now bringing to you. So you want a faster pace, right? But you need clarity to go. And I feel like you have, but in order to do so, it's like you need to realize that you no longer need this reference to be this bar that has been set long ago. It's like what you need is very pure and very simple, right? Maybe because you have already done this. So this is not something that you need to worry about anymore. So you can explore the world, but in a sense, you need to know in you, right? It's like this knowingness has to come from you that you are going to explore the unknown part of the compass, and that means taking this reference out of the picture, right? I hope that makes sense, Taurus. I am going to pull more cards for you, as well as the astrological rooms in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.